To surprise my wife, I ended my undercover mission early and came home. But the door was opened by a man. Bro, who are you looking for? My first thought was that the house had been robbed. My wife saw me at that moment too. Honey, why are you back? He just came to borrow a jade. Nothing happened between us. Do you think I believe you, or that I'm the first emperor? Bro. Your wife is so beautiful. You better keep an eye on her. Perfect. He even dared to provoke me. I didn't say a word. I just calmly took off my coat, revealing the dark blue police uniform underneath. Police, routine trek. Please show me your ID. Also, your actions just now constitute trespassing and deliberate provocation. I watched her face turn pale instantly, and my wife's look of disbelief. I knew the game was over. Pick up your clothes and put them on. My voice wasn't loud, but it froze the air in the entire living room. Shinhao stiffly picked up his shirt from the sofa. Lin Wan, my wife of 3 years, finally snapped out of her SOC. She rushed over to grab my arm. Qin Jun, listen to me. It's not what you think. Are you trying to obstruct justice too? I sidestepped, not even letting him touch my sleeve. I looked at him, just once, and he froze in place, too scared to move. He had never seen me lie this. Shinhao was escorted out by 2 colleagues. As he passed Lin Wan, he tried to act calm. Wan, don't worry. He can't do anything to me. Lin Wan watched helplessly as he was taken away, her lips trembling, unable to utter a single word. In the police car, Shinhao in the back seat regained some of his rich kid arrogance. I'm warning you. My dad is Shan. This is abuse of power. I'm going to get a lawyer and sue you. Xiao Li, the driver, glanced at me in the rearview mirror. I ignored him. I just pressed the play button on my phone. Bro, your wife is so beautiful. You better keep an eye on her. Shenhao's provocative voice echoed in the cramped car, crystal clear. The color drained from his face instantly. At the interrogation room, I asked Xiao Li to step out first. Brother Qin, I've got this. After Xiao Li closed the door, I also turned off the surveillance camera on the wall, only leaving a voice recorder on the table. Shinhao watched my actions. Sweat started forming on his forehead. What are you doing? Torture for a confession is illegal. I didn't sit down, just stood over him. Shinhao, 28 years old, vice president of Hongfa Group. Father, Shan. Mother, Wang Liping. Lives at No. 12, Jiangbin No. 1 compound, license plate number, Jinga 888. With every word I said, his face grew paler. I had this information checked on the way back by my team members. What do you want? I don't want anything. I'm just curious. How does a group vice president have time to come to my house to use the bathroom? I told you, I just borrowed it. Lin Wan and I are innocent. I didn't ask if you're innocent. He also said I'm a block of wood. Can't satisfy her. My tone was very calm, without a single ripple. But every word cracked his strong psychological defenses. He started to tremble. Wow. I pushed the voice recorder towards him. It doesn't matter if you talk or not. What matters is that I'll report today's events to my superiors. A rich kid trespassing. Provoking a police officer. Guess how much effort your dad will have to spend to save you. Guess if colleagues from tax, fire, and industry and commerce will take a little interest in Hongfa Group? That was the last straw. He completely broke down. I'll tell you everything. For the next half hour, he spilled everything like beans from a bamboo tube. How they hooked up at a class reunion. How he flaunted his wealth and status. How Lin Wan complained about my incompetence and dullness. He said, you're just a low-level clerk, a month's salary, and you hesitate for half a year to buy a bag. I listened expressionlessly, my knuckles turning white from clenching. So this is how pathetic I was in her eyes. My phone vibrated wildly in my pocket. I knew it was Lin Wan without looking. I took out my phone and hung up without even looking. A series of WeChat messages popped up. Honey, I was wrong. Please come back. Shinhao seduced me. I just had a moment of weakness. Please, our 3 years together can't just end like this. I glanced at them, then long pressed to delete. After getting what I needed, I opened the interrogation room door. Trespassing, insufficient evidence. Give him a verbal warning and let him go. Xiao Li was stunned for a moment, but nodded in acknowledgement. Shinhao, as if pardoned, scrambled out. He thought he had escaped. He didn't know the game had just begun. I came home late at night and opened the door with my key. A strong scent of perfume hit me. The living room lights were dimmed. A warm, ambiguous yellow. Lin Wan was kneeling on the floor of the entryway, wearing heavy makeup, her hair wet and draped over her shoulders, looking pitiful. Honey, you're back. I missed you so much. Her tears came on cue, falling in big drops. He just got thirsty. Came in for a glass of water. We didn't do anything. Shinhao had just taken off his clothes when you came back. Honey, believe me. She said this while trying to unbutton my shirt. That familiar move now only disgusted me. I kicked her hand away. Not hard, but full of contempt. She froze, looking at me in disbelief. Honey? I threw the black voice recorder onto the shiny coffee table, then pressed play. He said, you're just a low-level clerk. Shinhao's flippant, mocking voice was especially jarring in the quiet living room. A month's salary. Hesitate for half a year to buy a bag. He said, you have no passion. Lin Wan's crying stopped abruptly. All color drained from her face. Her body began to tremble uncontrollably. I walked up to her, step by step, and crouched down, pinching her pointed chin with 2 fingers, forcing her to look up. You weren't just confused for a moment. You planned this for a long time. I slammed the printed divorce agreement onto her face. Sign it. Leave with nothing. The edge of the paper grazed her cheek, leaving a faint red mark. She finally broke down. Qin Jun, how can you do this to me? We've been married for 3 years. And you want me to leave with nothing over this? I just made a mistake that all women make. Why can't you forgive me just once? I looked at her face, twisted with emotion, and let out a cold laugh. Learned it from you. That was the final blow. She collapsed to the floor, her screams turning into loud sobs. Please, give me another chance. I ignored her wailing, turned and walked into the study. Through her cries, I heard myself say calmly, this house was bought with my money before marriage, in my parents' name. The car was bought with money I earned risking my life. The bonus is also in my name. Your bags, your jewelry, your clothes, you can take them all. Oh, and the 200,000 in your oatsao was transferred to you over these 3 years. Remember to pay me back. I paused. If you don't want to sign, that's fine. This recording will be in your parents', your coworkers, and all your friends' phones tomorrow. Your choice. With that, I didn't give her any time to react. Closed the door. I leaned against it. My body slid down the door, sitting on the cold floor. Exhaustion washed over me like a tide. 3 years of marriage felt like a joke. The woman I once thought I'd give everything for had shattered my heart with her own hands. I closed my eyes. When I opened them again, only a bone-chilling cold remained. Lin Wan, this is just the beginning. The next morning, as soon as I got to work, the captain called me into his office. The old captain's face was serious. He pushed a file towards me. Take a look. It's an anonymous complaint letter. The letter used exaggerated language, painting me as a corrupt cop who abused power and used violence, saying that out of personal jealousy, I tortured an innocent citizen for a confession, causing him severe psychological trauma. Complainant, Shen Hao. Someone from the city government has called, telling us to handle it properly. I looked at the letter and almost laughed. A pathetic revenge. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Lin Wan. Qin Jun, don't go too far. Shin Hao is not someone you can mess with. If you sign the divorce papers, I'll have him withdraw the complaint. Let's make up. The text carried a hint of threat and her own misguided hope. She still thought Shin Hao was her backup. She still thought I'd be scared by such a petty trick. I turned off my phone screen, looked up at the captain. This isn't just a simple false accusation. I handed him my phone and played the audio I recorded in the police car of Shen Hao provoking me. He provoked me first. Then I took out a UET by drive, plugged it into the captain's computer. Inside was the recording of Shin Hao's confession in the interrogation room. I've edited out my violations, plus the surveillance footage I got from the property management. It clearly shows Shin Hao, half-dressed, appearing at my door. This is his voluntary confession and evidence of his trespassing. Captain, for a simple civil dispute or a simple case of cheating. Why would Shin Hao use city connections to pressure me? It doesn't make sense, unless he's afraid of something. The captain stubbed out his cigarette, frowning. What are you saying? He was my old bot for years, and knew me well. I looked into Donghua Group's files. This company has expanded rapidly in recent years, but their financial statements look suspicious. His strong reaction this time doesn't seem like simple revenge, more like a guilty conscience, afraid we'll use this as an excuse to investigate his company. Good kid. Sending you undercover was a waste of talent. He looked at me with familiar trust and sharpness. I'll handle the complaint. Don't worry about it. As for Donghua Group, it's yours. Go all out. The team has your back. My heart warmed. Det, sir. I'll get it done. Walking out of the captain's office, I felt full of energy. I took out my phone and found Lin Wan's number, replied with 2 words. After leaving the station, I called a colleague in the tech department. Old Wang, do me a favor. Lin Wan's company exploded. Half an hour after I left the captain's office, an untraceable virtual number sent a clipped recording into Lin Wan's company's internal workgroup. He's lie a block of wood. So boring. There were over 100 people in the group. The recording didn't have Shen Hao's voice, only Lin Wan's. She was flirting with a male classmate on the phone in a sweet voice. Low salary. Hesitate to buy a bag. You're rich and capable. She complained about her husband with sharp, bitter words. The recording was short but packed with information. The group was dead silent at first. Then, seconds later, it exploded. Wow, I never would have guessed. The bot plays around like that? I always saw her husband picking her up from work. Tall, handsome, and good to her. You never really know someone. The department director directly called her out in the group. Personal behavior seriously affects the company's image. Please resign voluntarily. Someone is framing me. Please. The company doesn't need employees with messy personal lives. She was immediately cleared out of all her personal belongings and kicked out of the company building in disgrace. That wasn't all. Her group of friends also exploded. The same recording was sent there too. The friends who once shopped, drank tea, and shared secrets with her. None of them stood up for her. The next second, Lin Wan was removed from the group chat. She lost her job and her friends. She finally remembered to call me. Qin Jun, was it you? Why are you ruining me? Insufficient evidence. You can't just slander a police officer. She screamed into the phone. I'm going to sue you. Sue me for invasion of privacy? Go ahead. Let more people hear it. The recording is real, after all, and I'll send a copy to your parents too. Just in case. The line went silent instantly. I didn't give her a chance to speak again, and hung up directly. Meanwhile, I had already met with colleagues from the tax department. Through a preliminary analysis of Hongfa Group's financial records, we had already gathered initial evidence of their tax evasion. I knew destroying them was just the first step. Lin Wan's world was collapsing, and Shen Hao's world was about to face its end. I needed a good lawyer. One who could ensure Lin Wan left with nothing, and never be able to recover. I found Su Qing. She was the city's top divorce lawyer, known for being tough and meticulous. Undefeated since she started her career. After she heard my case, and looked at the voice recorder, surveillance screenshots, and Shen Hao's confession I laid on the table, her eyes lit up. Officer Qin, I'll take this case, she said, her red lips parting slightly. Her tone full of absolute confidence. I guarantee she won't get a single cent. She quickly got into work mode, analyzing the marriage law for me. Regarding property division for the at-fault party, cheating is a moral issue, but legally, unless you have direct 6DO evidence of the act, it's hard to use as the sole reason for her to leave with nothing. But we can approach it from other angles. For example, proving that during the marriage, she maliciously transferred or hid marital property, or proving her bad character, causing you severe emotional distress. Also, that threatening text she sent you, and her instigating her lover to falsely accuse you, all can be used as evidence in court. While discussing the case, my logical thinking and complete chain of evidence also impressed her. Qin Jun, you're more like a lawyer than most clients I've seen. Different profession, same logic. Soon, Lin Wan received a court summons, and a lawyer's letter signed by Su Qing. The letter was precise and cold, listing her various misconducts, and clearly stating we would pursue all legal actions against her. Lin Wan was completely panicked. She didn't think I would go through with it, and that I hired the city's best lawyer. When the hard approach failed, she tried the soft one. I just had a moment of weakness. Please, talk to him. She went to my parents' house, kneeled down as soon as she entered, crying her heart out. Get out. Our family doesn't have a daughter-in-law like you. But I had already briefed my parents and played them the key recording. My mom has a hot temper. She grabbed a broom and chased her out of the house. Lin Wan's pity act failed completely. To discuss the case details, Su Qing and I met for dinner at a restaurant. Halfway through the meal, a figure rushed to our table. Homewrecker. Seducing my husband, it was Lin Wan, her eyes red, glaring at Su Qing. Looking like she wanted to devour her, she raised her hand to slap Su Qing's face. I was faster and grabbed her wrist. Her wrist was thin, and I held it tight, preventing her from moving. I looked at her face, twisted with jealousy and anger. Don't make things harder for yourself. Su Qing hadn't moved at all. Not even a hint of panic. She just elegantly wiped her mouth with a napkin, then looked up and gave Lin Wan a contemptuous glance. That look was full of disdain and scorn, as if looking at a ridiculous clown. Let me go. I won't let this go. That one look completely stung Lin Wan, forcing me to hit her and making her feel worse. I tightened my grip and pushed her away. Everyone in the restaurant was staring at us. Su Qing still sat there elegantly. I stood there coldly. The stark contrast was a loud slap, hitting her dignity hard. Lin Wan was at her wit's end. The last lifeline she could think of was only Xin Hao. I'm sorry. No appointment, no entry. I just want to see him, just for a minute. Please. Rules are rules. Please leave. She was stopped by the receptionist and security at the door. She waited in the lobby for an entire afternoon. Finally, she saw Xin Hao. Xin Hao got out of a black Bentley, dressed in a suit. When he saw Lin Wan, his face instantly turned impatient, like seeing a stubborn piece of gum. His tone was full of disgust. What are you doing here? Xin Hao, help me. Qin Jun wants a divorce and wants me to leave with nothing. You're the only one who can help me. Help you? Why should I help you? Xin Hao shook off her hand in disgust. As if touching something dirty, he looked her up and down, his eyes full of mockery. Ha ha ha, you didn't actually think I liked you, did you? I was just looking for a thrill. Because you're a cop's wife. Now you're in trouble, and the cops are after my family, and you still dare to come to me? Are you crazy? She couldn't believe that the man who once whispered sweet nothings and held her in his hands could say such cruel, heartless words. Xin Hao pulled a few red bills from his wallet. Here, take this and get lost. And threw them directly at Lin Wan's face. The bills fluttered to the ground, as if cruelly mocking her stupidity and cheapness. Lin Wan was publicly humiliated. All her dignity and illusions were shattered in that moment. She finally realized that the Lopin safety net she thought she had been a joke from beginning to end. This scene was captured by a colleague I had stationed nearby for evidence, using a telephoto lens. The 6DO was very clear. I forwarded the 6DO to Su Qing. A few seconds later, Su Qing replied with a WeChat message. Officer Qin, we have another piece of evidence against her. It can prove her bad character in court and her improper financial relationship with another person. I watched the 6DO. Lin Wan stood on the street, dazed, walking alone through the crowded streets, like a lost soul abandoned by the world. For the first time, she began to think back. When I was with her, even though we weren't rich, had she ever suffered such humiliation? I gave her all my salary. She wanted to buy things. I'd complain about the price, but I'd always buy them for her in the end. I never made her wash a single dish or cook a single meal. I held her in my hands and cherished her, but she shattered it all with her own hands. The seeds of regret finally began to sprout wildly in her heart. But this wasn't enough. Not nearly enough. But this isn't enough. Far from enough. Time to close the net. After weeks of round-the-clock secret surveillance, with joint operations from tax and economic investigation departments, we've fully grasped the Shin Group's complete criminal chain. Tax evasion is just the tip of the iceberg. They're also suspected of loan fraud, illegal fundraising, and even money laundering. A massive commercial crime empire. Its insides long rotten to the core. The arrest operation is set for Wednesday at 10 a.m. Multiple city departments, hundreds of officers, a thunderous strike. I'm leading the team myself. Target, the Hongfa Group headquarters building. Primary target, Xin Hao. Police cars screech to a halt, surrounding the building completely. We storm into the building. Employees erupt in chaos. I head straight to the VP's office on the top floor with 2 officers. Kick the door open. Xin Hao is sitting in his leather executive chair, casually sipping coffee. When he sees us, the smile on his face freezes. You're suspected of multiple economic crimes. You're under arrest by law. I pull out the cold handcuffs. He suddenly goes berserk. I'll fight you. Grabs his coffee cup and hurls it at me. I dodge my head, easily avoid it, take a quick step, grab his arm and twist it back, pinning him hard against the desk. At the same time, another team of colleagues in the chairman's office arrests Xin Hao's father, Xin Wanshan, that business tycoon who once tried to use connections to pressure me. That afternoon, the news exploded everywhere, reporting the fall of the Xin Group. Father and son both caught. Lin Wan saw this news on her phone. in a cheap rental room less than 10 square meters. On the phone screen was a photo of me handcuffing Shinhao myself. She stares at that photo, feeling like all the blood in her body has drained away. She finally realizes what she got herself into, for vanity and thrill, with such a terrifying figure. A week later, the city bureau issued a commendation, promoted to deputy captain of the criminal investigation detachment. My world is bathed in sunlight. Her world is already a bottomless abyss. The divorce trial day arrives. In court, I sit at the plaintiff's table. Beside me, the calm and capable Su Qing. Across from me, at the defendant's table, Lin Wan. Haven't seen her in months. She looks like a different person, haggard, eyes hollow. Her lawyer is a young rookie just starting out. Facing Su Qing's powerful presence, he's so nervous he can barely speak. The trial begins messily. Su Qing is logical and clear. Her words sharp. She presents each piece of evidence. The recording that humiliated me, screenshots of her and Shinhao in our wedding room, her stalking and harassing me. Each piece of evidence is like a heavy hammer, smashing hard against Lin Wan's dignity. She can only repeat over and over, I was wrong. When it's my turn to speak, I stand up from my seat. The entire court falls silent. I don't look at Lin Wan. I just say calmly to the judge, I request the court to support all my claims. I don't want any more ties with this person. After saying that, I sit back down. No more words. Finally, the judge rules that defendant Lin Wan has serious fault, granting the divorce. The defendant has no joint marital property. Lin Wan is ordered to leave with nothing. Walking out of court, the sun is shining. Congratulations, Deputy Qin, on your new life. Lin Wan is supported by a bailiff, stumbling out of the court, dazed. She immediately sees our hands clasped together, sees the relieved, easy smile on my face. She freezes in place, her eyes filled with endless despair, jealousy, and emptiness. She has lost everything, and I am about to start my brand new life. A few months later, on a rainy autumn night, I take Su Qing home. We've just confirmed our relationship. Everything feels as beautiful as a dream. The car stops outside my building. I'm about to get out and walk her up, when a thin figure suddenly rushes out from the dark corner nearby, blocking the car. It's Lin Wan. She has no umbrella, soaking wet. What are you doing here? She sees me, and even more, sees Su Qing in the passenger seat, with her perfect makeup and elegant clothes. She doesn't go crazy like last time. She just drops to her knees in the cold puddle, bowing her head repeatedly toward me. Sister, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Can you forgive me? Please. I have nothing left. Living in a basement, working 3 jobs a day. Living in nightmares every day. Her voice is hoarse, mixed with the rain, soundingly especially pitiful. Su Qing frowns, unbuckles her seatbelt to get out. Su Qing frowns, unbuckles her seatbelt to get out. I reach out and stop her, shake my head at her. I open the car door, open an umbrella, walk to the passenger side, open the door. I hold the umbrella over Su Qing's head, shielding her from all the wind and rain. Then I turn my head. Look at Lin Wan kneeling in the rain. You know, when I was undercover, bullets grazed past my scalp. I wasn't scared. Seeing someone get shot in the head right in front of me, I wasn't scared either. But that day I opened the door and saw you and Shinhao in our home. I was scared. It killed the Qin Jun who loved you. Her eyes instantly dim. So save your pathetic act. I don't hate you. Because you're not worth it. With that, I don't look at her again. I hold Su Qing, carefully sheltering her in my arms, and walk into the building without looking back. Behind me, Lin Wan's long-suppressed, heart-wrenching sobs finally burst out. The cries are shattered by the wind and rain, never reaching my world again. I receive a letter. The return address is the first city prison. The handwriting on the envelope is crooked, full of anger and resentment. It's from Shinhao. Because of the huge amount involved and the severity of his crimes, he got 20 years. The letter no longer has his old arrogance. It's full of fear of life behind bars and awe of me. He spends long paragraphs cursing Lin Wan. At the end, he even starts begging me, hoping I'll see his repentance and help him get some favors inside. I read the letter and chuckle lightly. I casually fold the paper, stuff it into a clean new envelope. I have a colleague track Lin Wan's current whereabouts. She's now at a more remote, dirtier car wash, working odd jobs. I don't go myself. I send the colleague who heard Shinhao's provocative recording in the police car, Xiao Li, to handle it for me. Xiao Li drives his own car to that car wash. Lin Wan is wearing oversized waterproof work clothes, holding a high-pressure water gun, mechanically rinsing foam off a car. Her hands are red from cold, her face splattered with mud. When Xiao Li pays, The letter slips out of his pocket, landing at Lin Wan's feet. Oh, my letter fell. Lin Wan bends down and picks up the letter. When she sees the first city prison stamp on the envelope, and the recipient is me, Qin Jun, her hand uncontrollably trembles. Xiao Li pretends not to see, takes the letter, and casually stuffs it back in his pocket, but deliberately doesn't secure it. All right then. Ah, this letter's useless anyway, the bot said to toss it after reading. Want it for scrap paper? After Xiao Li leaves, Lin Wan, as if possessed, picks it up. She tremblingly unfolds the letter, soaked in water. Xin Hao's venomous, hate-filled handwriting. Lie knives dipped in poison, stabs deep into her heart. The charm she thought was worth everything, in that man's eyes, was just stupidity and ruin. A year later, I'm now the deputy captain of the city's criminal investigation detachment, in charge of major cases. My relationship with Su Qing has naturally progressed. She's smart and independent, understands the danger and busyness of my job, and always gives me the warmest comfort when I'm most exhausted. I decide to propose to her. The location is the cafe where we first met. Same seat by the window. Sunlight streams through the glass, warm and bright. I'm a bit nervous. My palms are sweaty. I pull out the velvet box I've prepared for a long time. I open the box. Inside is a simple but dazzling diamond ring. Su Qing looks at me, her eyes instantly reddening. Will you see all the future scenery with me? I will.